Welcome. For the record, I think we're an official Florida State Seminole podcast now.
I think so.
I also think we might have to be a USF Bull podcast now. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
That is completely fair.
It is well, it's Monday night. We're finished wrapping up Week One NFL. I'm at halftime right now with the Vikings Bears game. Nothing's going on,
No, it's a
but
boring one.
let's get straight into it. I mean, we can kind of recap some of the games as we go, but was there anything that kind of like stuck out to you from any of the games this weekend?
Um, you know, don't want to address this one just yet. We'll get there. I'll work my way down. But obviously, Florida losing is a huge, stamp there. Looking at some of the other games, Ohio State 70, Florida State 77. Um, there was another Alabama 73, Tennessee 72. Like some high scoring games. These are teams that
Oregon 69.
right, like obviously got paid to show up and play.
Yeah.
Which we have those. So those were kind of boring. Some of the other games though, like Baylor SMU, double overtime. Pretty sure Baylor ended up sneaking out with a win there. 17 SMU at home. Like so that was a big game for them. Michigan didn't look like a number 15 ranked team, if you ask me. No points in the first half. They had a pretty decent third quarter, but no points in the first half really hurt them there at the end.
And no points in the fourth quarter too.
Yeah. So
No comeback there.
clearly they're still working things out, but I don't think they were 15, just like we definitely found out that Florida is not 13. USF has been playing some really good football, and they are not afraid of the moment or where they're at or who they're playing against. I do think next week they have a really big test in Miami. Um, you hope Miami wins that one if you're a Kane. But USF's not going to shy away from that game at any moment. They're going to be fighting tooth and nail till the fourth quarter for sure.
Yeah, I would say based off of just this past game. Did you happen to see the clip was making the rounds? I think it was yesterday or the day before, but of the staff coaches for USF coming down the hallway.
Yes, I did see that like the night out.
And it's the USF coaches and the UF coaches coming in the same door,
Yeah,
but then they come all the way down the hall and then they turn different directions. And man, you could just tell just how hyped. And not to say that I think it was what I think it was an 18 point underdog. I think or something
yeah, it was
close
some
to it.
13 and a half. Could have been 15 or something. I don't remember exactly.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not
Oh,
coming, but it
see,
definitely was
there we go.
improbable. And I think
Ye-
good for them, man. That's so cool. And like you said, yeah, the road's gonna get tougher for some of these teams, but we'll uh we'll see how it ends up. I think that's so exciting for them.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, at the tail end of that game, there you find yourself losing 15 yards and an automatic first down because of a spitting incident,
Yeah,
which we just saw at the
Thursday.
start of a game Thursday night. Like, what? Do we not watch football? Are we not aware that we can't do that?
you can't
But
you can't do that walking down
like,
the street. Like you
no.
just that's not a
So
thing people do.
so I don't know. Florida definitely has some things to clean up. They have a tough schedule ahead. Um, they're who are they going into? Let's see. LSU next week,
Yeah,
which
I was
LSU has ranked three,
there was a
and then
post about their
after,
next I think it's next four out of five for Florida, I think are all top 15 or top 20 teams.
as it stands, it's number three LSU, number five Miami, home versus Texas, and then at 16 Texas A&M
Yeek. Oh my gosh.
with home versus Georgia
Yeah,
2 weeks
what, you're gonna
later.
end up 1-5,
Quite
two
possibly,
and six. Whew,
maybe, maybe. So
that's tough. I the only other thing that stuck out to me, oh, Mississippi State coming back and winning that game. against Arizona State. I guess I should say holding on to the lead. They were up 17-3 at halftime.
Yeah, Arizona State started marching, clawing it back, but
And then the only other thing I saw was some of the stat lines for you mentioned some of the big blowout games, but like, have you gone back and looked at some of like the stats that some of these players put up? Okay, so here's I'll give you. We'll go Florida State. So Castellanos is the quarterback, right? He was 8 for 11 passing, 237 yards and 3 touchdowns on 8 completions.
yeah,
And
that
to your
is
to your
insane.
point, you're getting paid to do go out there and work for a half at most. But on the flip side, like Miami, Carson Beck 22 for 24, 267 and 2 TDs. So even another blowout game where they're up 28-3 at halftime, you're still leaving these guys in to go. And I think maybe to a degree, like they're getting their reps in. I get that, but imagine
Yeah,
if
it's
imagine if there was an injury or something and you're up 65-0.
then it looks
Oof.
really bad. But I think it's super early in the season, and just because you're playing, Bethune Cookman or I don't even remember who we were playing, East Texas A&M.
Somebody,
Like you're still, you prep for them, but you're also working on strategies and stuff to put into games down the road. Like there's still 2 minute drill stuff to do. There's still third short situations, third and long situations where you're just working on set plays and trying to get all the pieces to fit. And so it's unfortunate, like we were running the ball completely, but just gashing them still. So it's like, gosh, what are you supposed to do?
stop. You're not going to say, okay, we're not going to score on this drive.
Exactly. So
Plus, to your point, I mean, if it comes down to a conversation, where best case scenario, let's say Heisman, they 100% look at those stats. Oh, well, this guy has X number of yards or touchdowns. It doesn't really matter who you play sometimes.
hmm
So, yeah, these guys, personally, I'm sure they want that. Oh, man, yeah, I had 4 touchdowns this weekend. I don't really care if we played nobody. So, I would say that's ups and downs of college football.
Indeed.
Um, but that kind of wrapped up Saturday. We'll get into, or actually, here, do you want to do the next week of college now, or you want to go NFL?
We can just get that knocked out of the way
Okay,
here.
so let's knock out
Just
that.
a few of the games. Not going to go through all of them, but like Clemson, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's 2-0. Clemson did not look good that first half versus Troy. If they come out and drop a dud in the first half again, I don't think Georgia Tech lets up. They're definitely a giant killer team, so they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be looking to. They're out for blood. Clemson's ranked 12, at least currently. Um, and Georgia 2-0 going against an ACC opponent. I
Yeah,
think they win that one. I'll be honest. Um, thoughts?
I- Clemson did not look good. So I
No.
think for me, to kind of what you were saying, you can for some of these games, not for every game, of course, but for some of these games, you can kind of see the cracks start to show already. For which of these teams are going to be taken seriously as they get into the. But for now, like yes, the Oregon's, the Ohio States, whatever, you should be winning. You should be up 28-0 in the first quarter, uh, and not even make it a competitive game. That's what these games are for.
Right.
And for you to kind of struggle a little bit shows that maybe the team isn't as complete as some people thought it was. Uh, UF as an example. I'm not saying UF was going to roll USF over, but not taking care of business and forcing it to go late and then having the late penalty and just showing the discipline issues. Whoever they run up next up against is not going to be afraid of them.
Right.
And I think that Alabama, same thing. Alabama has shown there's these last couple of years or something's going on. Like they don't have that same, I hate to say it, aura, but that allure that the program used to carry a little bit. But I Clemson, because they won it. What, that was Trevor's senior year, so was that 2020, 2021? It's been
It's,
it's been
it's
a
been a
minute.
little while. Yeah, they've been in the picture. Um, playoffs, in contention at
Sure.
least, and then, ACC championship, obviously. But outside of that, I think they're or have been one of the weaker top teams
Yeah.
and like slowly falling out, down and out of it.
And I'll use this as an example. If Ohio State goes out and plays one of these not bottom teams, but a smaller team, and they were to look sluggish like this, that would be the same conversation. Like
Indeed.
I don't think it's just aimed at Clemson. I think it would be aimed at any of these power, however many teams that look like they're struggling a little bit, and they shouldn't be.
Right. Like your Penn States, your Michigans,
Michigan's a great example of that too. Yeah,
yep.
freshman quarterback or not. I mean, it's so cool that you have an 18-year-old, but you're choosing to start him.
Mm-hmm.
That means that you think he's prepared for this. Like, we're not going to give you a pass just because he's a true freshman. He's still going to be able to go out and compete and win.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, I always thought that was interesting. It's like, yeah, man, well, he's a true freshman. I'm like, okay, well, that means he's good enough to play.
Yeah.
I know you
So,
have four quarterbacks on that roster. So for him to go out and beat those guys at practice means that you're trusting him to take this team and go and play. I'm not going to give you a pass for it.
no, you can't use it as a crutch.
Correct. Um. Well, here, let me run these down for you.
All right.
Um. To to give you some perspective, because you were following along with the ESPN College Pick'em here. You went 4-6 in week one.
Not bad.
Not bad. And some of these were tight. I mean, the Syracuse plus 12.5, you only missed by a handful of points. Georgia minus 38.5, you only missed by half a point. Uh, Obviously, we got the Alabama Florida State game wrong. So you had a couple here, but this is a chance to redeem yourself. So the first one I'll give you, this is your noon game Saturday. We've got Wisconsin at Alabama. Alabama's favored by 20.5.
I want to say they don't cover that.
Not
I
based
don't.
off of how they looked the last 2 weeks.
I don't think they cover that. I mean, they had a rebound game last week versus some nobody. Um, this will be not their
This will
first
be
test, but this will be like a good
another
test.
test, yeah.
Yep. Like so, I don't think they cover it. Wisconsin, historically a pretty solid
Respectable.
team, like
Respectable, yeah.
respectable, but never really beat the Ohio State or
Or the
beat the
Alabamas.
Michigan or the Alabamas. So a test for them in their own right, but coming in 2-0, I think they look at how weak Alabama has looked.
They
I don't think
probably see it as an
Alabama covers that
opportunity.
spread. Exactly.
I've got Oklahoma going to Temple. Oklahoma's favored by 24.5.
Um,
That just feels like a
man,
lot of
these
points.
it does. So I think they win. I don't think they cover.
All right, we'll go Temple there. Temple at home as well. All right, now we got a couple of juicy ones here. Georgia at Tennessee. Tennessee plus 6.5. This was a stumper, man. I don't know.
Tennessee losing by a touchdown seems reasonable.
At home, you know that crowd's going to be crazy.
Yeah, Georgia only put up 28 points last week versus Austin Pay. I think I'll take Tennessee.
I think I'm leaning with you on Tennessee on there. All right, we've got a couple more here. Purdue hosting USC. Purdue plus 21.5.
Where's this game?
At Purdue, it's a 3:30. Both teams are 2-0. I
Is
think I'm
Purdue that good?
no, well, I think I'm tempted to take the point. Both teams, I would say, looking average. Neither ones are ranked at the moment. I'm tempted to take the points. I don't know if USC will cover it on the road.
Okay, I'm on board for that.
The Arkansas State Red Wolves hosting Iowa State,
This is Iowa State.
20.5.
Yeah, Iowa State.
Yeah. All right. Uh, I've got one more garbage game, and then I got two good ones for you.
Okay.
Ohio State hosting Ohio. Ohio State's favored by 31 and a half.
It's an easy
Considering they scored
70
70.
last week. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think they keep it rolling.
Um, Next one, Ole Miss hosting Arkansas. Ole Miss favored by 9.5. Also, both teams 2-0. Oof. Well,
And Ole Miss just beat
7 p.m.
Kentucky. I don't know who they beat the week before, but
I think we take Ole Miss here.
yeah, just take Ole Miss.
We were just talking about them. LSU hosting the Florida Gators. LSU's favored by 6.5.
I'll take that.
Yeah. And then finally, your boys made it on here. USF traveling to Miami. Miami favored by 16.5.
That is a lot of points for Miami.
16.5. I was saying at worst, USF has looked competent. At best, they've looked competitive. But is that them being good and Florida being bad or a combo? Like, I don't know if Miami's going to
I
lay
don't
an
think
egg.
Miami, yeah, Miami's not going to look like Florida did last week, and then they're not going to look like Boise State did the week before.
I don't think they're going to get taken by surprise.
No. They're definitely going to be ready, and I think tempted to take Miami on this one.
Yeah, with you there.
Miami by
Okay.
17.
Miami by 17. Okay. Um, all right. Well, that wraps up I guess, the college portion of it. But to your point, we're going into week 3, so I'm hoping we can get
Yep.
more of these exciting games. I mean, it seems like so far the first two have kind of delivered, and we've had some good moments.
I would say one, we were ready for all the good games, and then
Yeah.
two, I mean, I told you, I was like, these games don't look like they're going to be that good this week, and actually ended up being really good this week. So, um, yeah, we're hoping we got some good games lined up for week 3, and we'll check these over unders.
All right. On to the NFL. And in week 1, I mean, like I said, what are we? The second half's just started, so we're very close to wrapping up week 1. But I don't want to deep dive into every game because honestly, some of these games were duds, and by that I mean no surprising result, no like real breakout numbers. They were just kind of Broncos Titans in an awful defensive game. Bo Nix looked awful. Broncos still won the game. Rams Texans same thing. Niners Seahawks was a little interesting towards the end. Browns Bengals. Besides Flacco looking okay for being 40 years old. Raiders Patriots like they were a couple duds, but what to you was the biggest moment, I guess, or I should say, what to you was like the biggest thing that you were looking for, that or something that caught your eye?
Um, well, first things first, Chiefs lost.
Yeah, to a
So,
divisional rival.
yes, so that's huge. Um, Falcons actually looking pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
or were the Bucks kind of failing to execute on some plays? Maybe, I don't know. Bucks sneak out of there with a loss again. Division, or I'm sorry, Bucks sneak out of there with a win against a division rival. Um, your Jets looked different, new,
That's a it's a great way to say it. Yeah, different. I think was important. A
in
little
a good
fresh.
way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. A little fresh. Like it was. It it didn't. It didn't give me just like gloom and doom for 60 minutes of football.
right.
Losing still sucks, of course, but
Well, yeah.
we're still
It
the
was a
Jets. I
tough
mean, get it.
tough ending, but I mean
Hey, a
for
60-yard field
three
goal. I
quarters, like
respect that.
yeah, yeah.
But to your point, I know I texted. We covered the 2.5, which is what I said. Bet your mortgage on. I'm still leaning towards 7 wins. I'm gonna say.
Okay.
7-10, I think, is a very respectable season for us. Because if the offense is going to look like that every game, I'm happy. Moving the ball, no real questions. Fields looked good.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
he,
he can already tell like the couple design runs and stuff he had going on,
yeah,
and then the one call that JJ Watt like caster's curse like said before it happened, and then they did the fake, the fake, and then he boot naked boot out on the right,
mm-hmm.
easy points.
He walked it in. Yeah,
Yeah, so now you have these options with a quarterback like that, and I think that
correct.
definitely makes the
Brees Hall
offense
looked
more
good.
dynamic. Yeah.
Garrett Wilson had a great game. Uh, the only thing that was concerning to me is the defense, which was kind of our calling card for 4 or 5 years in a row. And like Sauce had a great game against DK, besides that crazy freak catch that landed in his lap. But the rest of the guys kind of got like shred at times. And again, I'll give Aaron Rodgers some credit. Like he has a tendency to do that to defenses when he's on,
Mm-hmm.
but we dominated. Like the first half, it looked easy. Get to Rodgers, pressure, sack, Quinn Williams, like stuff like that. And then the second half, the muffed punt or the kickoff killed us, and we just kind of found a way to lose it, which is going to happen. Like next week, we travel to the Bills. We're going to get our doors blown off, which is fine because that's not the games that we need to win. But to me, if you go out and you can pick up 6 or 7 wins, the only thing I didn't like, which is kind of on the other end of the spectrum, is I was listening to the CBS broadcast for New York after the game, and they were talking about it. They're like, well, we could take positives from it, and then they cut to one guy, and he was like, I don't know, man, they might be a playoff team.
The
And I,
Steelers.
no, the Jets.
Oh, the Jets.
They said if you get that, the guy was talking about basically, if you can get that play from Fields for 17 games, like consistently,
Mm-hmm.
you can fix the defensive things and you'll win those games. And the other guys in the studio were like, I mean, I get it. I think it's bold, but I get it. So I can't go that far. But I'm going to say like 6 or 7. Again, their number was 5.5. I'm good.
I mean, you guys in theory, if you just take care of business at the Patriots and with the Dolphins, you stand a
Dolphins,
chance at the wild card.
Dolphins looked rough.
Yes, they did.
Oh my goodness. Well, like not a team I would want to be. And that maybe that was the Jets a couple years ago, but like I would not want to be. The trajectory of that franchise is not looking good.
No. No, that game was boring. I had to turn it off, actually.
Dolphins, the Panthers, and I actually got to watch a whole lot more of that game because of the rain delay that was up here, or lightning delay, because that Panthers Jags game didn't even finish until closer to like 5:30,
Mm-hmm.
so it went into the late window. But Panthers looked awful. Couldn't move the ball. They got the late score at the end in the fourth quarter when the game was already
Yeah,
out of
in
reach.
garbage time, yeah.
Um, Saints, same thing. They're gonna struggle. Oh, the Giants. Oh, imagine,
I mean,
imagine giving up Danny Dimes to take Russell Wilson.
yeah.
It's just
They're
rough.
going to be
Like,
in a tough spot this season. It's not going to be a good season for them, unfortunately. Um, they they're going to be worse than the Cowboys, I think.
yeah, we didn't even talk about the Cowboys. I might be changing my tune a little bit on the Cowboys.
You think so? I think Dak looked good.
I think Dak looked good. I think CD looked good. Obviously, he dropped 2 important balls. I get that, but he looked good. I texted you. I had Jameson Williams, or not Williams. Yeah, Jameson Williams. No, Javante Williams. Sorry,
Hmm.
Jameson's on the lines. Javante Williams on my bench, so I might be starting him next week. But they looked okay. Eagles looked good, fine. I think the game of the weekend was last night was Bills Ravens,
For sure. That game was,
and it was supposed to be,
yes. And
but
Bills 22 points in the fourth quarter. just tells me you can't count these guys out of any game at any point. And I don't think anybody was, but like that was crazy.
It reminds me because the Bills have had some of those games against them in years past, especially in the playoffs. It
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of like the Mahomes comebacks or the crazy game where the Vikings played the Bills with the I think that was the Jefferson catch for them to win the game. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago. There was definitely some moments that was going against Buffalo, but cool to see them do it at home. I do still think it's going to be between those two guys for MVP.
Okay.
I think that's my I'm going to stick it on them because you can
Who?
run and score, you can throw and score. I think that whoever has probably the better record, whoever's going to be the one seed, I think between Josh Allen and Lamar takes MVP.
I can see that because I can't necessarily see anyone else right now that is like super sticking out, flashy. I mean, we know like Joe Burrow's gonna have a few good games. Jane Daniels gonna have a few good games, but like for the most part, these two are above the pack, I guess, in the sense of quarterbacks.
Uh, yeah, I mean, you said the Jets game; those are the ones that really stuck out to me. And I'm watching this game now, and the Minnesota does not look good.
No, no, and
And
I don't.
that was before the pick six.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't really know what they're doing. Maybe we need to like get more insight from Weitzner to see, or if they're just doomed for a little bit. But
Minnesota,
yeah, they were. It was like 14-2 or something last year. 15-2,
uh, 14-3, I think, because
14-3.
they lost out to the Lions by one game.
Yeah, and that was the last game. Like
Yeah, right.
they
They
were
were neck and
going
neck.
to be. Yeah, could have been one.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up
Mm-hmm.
being like four or something. Um,
5 because they were the wild card.
yeah. So I don't. They're not going to come anywhere close to that
Oh
this
heck
year. I don't
no,
think.
no. And I think part of that is you lose your quarterback, fine, but like, can you really sit here and tell me that that was all Sam Darnold?
There's no way.
No, there's no way. Good year, sure, but I think the system was built so beautifully around him that he just had to kind of go in and compete. And I think the
Hmm.
same thing for Gino in Seattle. Like they just built a system for him to go in, hey, just do these things really well, and we'll do the rest.
Right.
I also think of like San Fran with Brock Purdy. Like we don't need you to be a Mahomes or a Josh Allen. Come in, hit your guys, you play action when you need to. The defense will take care of the rest. But then you lose Darnold, you pick up JJ McCarthy, who I was never a believer in. I don't think he was fantastic in college. I don't think he was a better college quarterback than Bo Nix.
No.
I don't think he was a better college. I'm trying to think who else was last. Jaden Daniels, of course not. Um, who were the other ones from last year? He wasn't better than Cam Ward. Granted, Cam Ward was a number one pick. I think I would probably put him in the same camp. I don't think he was better than Jackson Dart, but now you're
Okay.
starting to get close.
What about Penix? Penix Jr.
I think Penix's last year probably beats out McCarthy's last year because Penix took a team that had no business being there
Mm-hmm.
in Washington and really elevated that. I mean, Michigan was a fantastic team. I think I'd probably put him in the same category as like a Dylan Gabriel. Like you're on a good Oregon team.
Right.
You hit your guys, you do what you need to, but you're not elevating them per se. I don't think JJ McCarthy's that guy. And then for him to go be hurt, sit out the whole year, this might be what Minnesota is to your point for a little bit. You got Aaron Jones, you still have Jefferson, you still have a great defensive coordinator, but you need a good quarterback,
Yeah.
or at least you need an average league average quarterback.
I would agree. You can't get away with. I just think it was. I mean, who knows? We'll watch the next 16 games of the season, and maybe he's an all star. But
Maybe.
just watching it now, he's not looking too great. And to go from Darnold, who looked really good last year, um, to this, I don't know what their plan is.
So what did I say? We're almost midway through the third quarter. So here's their stat line so far. I'll go to the Bears first, just because they were showing Bears defense is having a great game. Um, and I know that the other conversation was Caleb Williams. How is he going to look? You pick up a new head coach. I know that Whiteside kind of talked about Ben Johnson coming in, but can you do what those other teams did, and can you turn around and provide your quarterback who is supposed to be your franchise guy, just like Justin Fields is supposed to be, just like Mitch Trubisky was supposed to be. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're drafting these guys high because you see them as the face of your franchise, and so far they look good. I mean, right now, so he's 13 for 19, 112 yards, as well as running 4 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown, plus another beautiful completion just now for 25, 30 yards. So they're looking good right now.
Yeah, the wheels are turning. Gears gears moving. Offense is looking okay. Defense is playing really well. I can't. I mean, we just spent all this time talking about how we don't believe in JJ McCarthy, but give the Bears defense.
Give them some credit. Give them some
Right.
credit.
Yeah. No, they're
Couple
playing
sacks,
really well.
tackles for loss, interception. The interception was a pick six.
Makes it hard to be a good quarterback when you're getting that kind of pressure on you.
But like,
So
here's your stat line for the Vikings. JJ McCarthy's 5 for 9, 48 yards and an interception. But even like Jordan Mason, 6 carries for 15 yards. Aaron Jones, 5 carries for 8 yards. Justin Jefferson has 1 reception for 4 yards. Like, what are you doing?
those are some rough fantasy weeks right now.
I'm so
I'd be
glad I
fuming.
don't have any of
Yeah.
them. But to your point, a team that did so well last year, you're expecting a little bit better from. Maybe not a repeat performance, but not to drop off to this
Yeah.
level.
And, it is early, right? We're talking about week one, game
Yeah,
one. Like, the same thing. Like, Kansas City just lost their first game, so we could be having that same conversation there, maybe. But I don't think so. Like, we'll give them a few weeks to kind of get their bearings underneath them.
and
And
they're bare eggs. Okay, so my two questions for you.
hit me.
Most surprising result, whether it be player or team. Most surprising look from week one.
Um,
To,
I'll be
to
honest.
me, it's how bad the Dolphins looked. I knew they were going to be bad. I
I
did not know
just
they were
I
going to be that
feel
bad.
like anytime I watch or look at a Dolphins game, I'm just like I don't expect anything. You know,
Look, I don't know, man.
they
A
had the
couple
game where
years
they scored like
ago,
70, right? A few years ago, a
yeah,
few years
against
back.
Denver, I want to say.
But and now you're putting up only 8 points in the fourth. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. Uh, I will say I was probably most surprised with the Cowboys.
Okay.
I think they looked really well, and I think they were playing really well. Looked great. If they capitalize on a couple of those missed opportunities, I might be losing out on my under 6.5, under 7.5.
I think they were 7.5. Yeah,
Yeah. So
that's fair. Yeah, I mean that was a big one for me. Like I said, mine was the Dolphins, but I think that there's always going to be overreactions from week one, but the games count. Like this isn't preseason anymore,
yeah,
where a win or a loss, especially against a divisional team, could have playoff implications in 3 4 months. So there is a understanding of yes, it's week one, we'll give you time, but also you kind of have to have your act together ASAP.
indeed.
Okay, and then my last question: who was the biggest, or I should say, what was the least surprising thing that you think happened?
I think probably the Panthers and the Giants just not doing anything
Yeah,
really.
no shock there.
Yeah. Like Commanders at Giants. I mean, maybe you expected something out of Wilson, but I just think that team's doomed, and
They're gonna be in they're gonna be in purgatory for a couple of years.
probably the same thing with the Panthers. Like
Like
they're
Malik
doomed.
Neighbors is gonna
Yeah,
get traded like next year
yeah.
because he's not gonna want to be there. I have one more that I totally forgot and we didn't even mention. The Detroit Lions.
Okay, you're at Lambeau though.
Sure, sure, but this is not Lambeau in January.
Nope, it
This
is
is
not.
Lambeau in beginning of September.
Yeah, and that hurts versus a divisional opponent. Because
Healthy team,
now,
right? There's no big injuries. You're not down Hutchinson.
nope.
Parsons only played, I think they said 48% of the snaps or 45% of the snaps. So you can't claim that like he hasn't been there for 3 months and practiced every day.
Hmm.
He did not look good.
They did not look good. And I think now all of a sudden, what's this game versus the Bears going to look like for them? Because now they
Yeah.
have to, essentially, they have to beat out the Vikings and the Bears. They get one more shot at Green Bay, but definitely some hit the whiteboard, the X's and O's, because that wasn't it.
Well, let's get in next week's picks. So Jay did it last week. We went 9-6.
Okay.
So you're picking straight up here. So here's what we gotta do. We're gonna go game by game. Just give me your winner. I've got the this is your Thursday night game, which is gonna be a banger this week. We've got Packers hosting the Commanders.
Um, I want to pick the Commanders, but I think the Packers take this momentum
Okay.
and get another home dub.
Bengals hosting the Jags
This one's tough for me because the
because
Jags won, but they were playing the Panthers, and the Bengals only
one,
beat the
but they were
Browns
playing the
by
Browns.
one.
Right.
I think I'm gonna go Bengals at home and regret it later.
You know what? That's fair. You can't pick against them. Uh, this is this
This
is
is
the
easy.
for the record game of the week. Cowboys hosting the Giants.
Cowboys by I'm gonna say 13. I know we're picking straight up, but I'm gonna lock that in too.
I think the lines come out tomorrow, so we'll have to see what they're gonna set that one at.
Oh, I see a line right here. Negative or
What do you see?
Dallas 5.5 on
Oh,
ESPN.
that's easy. Yeah, I'd be taking that. As Michael said, that's his lock of the week.
Yeah,
Lions hosting the Bears. The Bears that are looking like they're gonna get out of here with a win.
they do. Do the Lions clean it up?
At
I don't
home?
think they lose two. I don't think they lose two.
No, I think if the Lions lose two in a row to start their season against two divisional teams, they're in some trouble.
Yeah, Lions.
Okay. Titans hosting the Rams.
Rams 5.5. Yeah, I'm good for that. Rams.
Okay. Battle of the bottom of the AFC East. Dolphins hosting the Patriots. Can they tie? Like it doesn't.
Um,
Does it have to be a winner?
I might go Pats here.
Yeah, I think that's more probable that they'll turn it around first. Saints hosting the 49ers.
Niners.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Jets, Bills. That's fine.
Yep.
I'll speak for us on there. Steelers hosting the Seahawks. The DK Metcalf revenge game.
Steelers.
Ravens hosting the Browns. That's fine. We got it.
Ravens. This one's a little trickier.
Colts Broncos.
Let's go Broncos.
I think it's more. Yeah, who do you trust? Do you trust the Colts to do that again? And
No,
do you trust the Broncos are going to bounce back from that?
I
I want to see
think
the over under there because both of those defenses look good.
Denver 2.5.
Yeah, it's tight. That's tighter than I thought it'd be.
Well, the over
because
under, sorry, over under is 42.5 for total points. So they're saying it's going to be
low-ish.
21 all.
I'd be going, I'd be hitting the under on that one. But I'm gonna say Broncos here.
That's what I'm going to lock in.
All right. Next, I've got Cardinals hosting the Panthers.
Cardinals
Has to be. Ooh, Super Bowl rematch: Chiefs Eagles.
at Arrowhead.
Mm-hmm. But again, same thing. It's not. It's not Arrowhead in December, January. It's still, to me, like, yes, the atmosphere, but the Eagles that should not shake them. This is a team who's been together, who has the Super Bowl experience, the pedigree. I, I don't know.
Let's fly Eagles.
I think I'm rocking with you there. Vikings hosting the Falcons.
I think the Falcons win this one actually.
Vikings 0-2. Oof.
It's Minnesota negative 4.5. Minnesota 4.5 right now, but if they keep up this 0 for 7 on third downs here halfway through the third quarter,
They just picked it up. Oh,
I'm a little behind you, so I just saw that stat.
what's your time right now?
6:04, 3, 2.
Okay. There's a
It says
third and
play.
two. There's a third and two coming up.
Oh, I'm watching it. Incomplete.
Yep. And there's another third down that they don't complete. That's killer.
Dang. Yeah.
That's
So,
tough.
Falcons taking
Yeah,
the win at Minnesota.
There you go. Last two. You've got two Monday night games this
These
week.
are going to be good.
Texans hosting the Bucks.
It's got Texans 2.5, but
I'm tempted Buccaneers, but although the offense did not look great.
no. Given of the week, I think the Bucks shock Houston at Houston.
Okay. And then Raiders Chargers. Raiders Raiders looked fine, although they were playing the Patriots, but they looked fine. The Chargers looked good, uh, but I think the thing for LA is game in Brazil. Right, even last year's game in Brazil was super slow. The field wasn't great. So now you're okay. Let's go. We're gonna go play in a dome. Let's go figure it out. I think if Herbert has another game where he's throwing for 3 or 4 touchdowns, I think they're gonna run away with this one.
I'm going to go Chargers.
Yeah. Okay. You are locked in,
Lock them
my
in.
guy. We'll have to see because, to your point, there's kind of shocks all like Minnesota does not look good, and there's shocks just because it's happening right now. There's shocks all over the place, and the more that we have a sample size of like, oh well, this team didn't look great on this night, but actually, once they started to work out some of those problems,
Mm-hmm.
they look fantastic. But I'm not going to say I'm a Bears believer yet, but they look okay. I don't think they'll challenge for the division.
No, but I think they will give the division leaders a run for their money and kind of shake up the standings a little bit, especially once we get later in the season. Like if they pull off this win at Detroit, all of a sudden they're number 2 in the division,
That would be some
right?
spice.
Like or at least holding the number 2 slot for now.
All right, my last question for you. Give me your week one overreaction Super Bowl matchup.
Week 1 overreaction Super Bowl matchup. Let me just roll through these scores one more time.
Because I've got mine, and there's no chance that these two teams end up playing in the Super Bowl.
No chance.
The two teams that I'm going to say, no, not actually, but
I'm gonna
they
go
looked good.
Bills Packers.
Okay, so Packers I'll agree with. Uh, I'm gonna go Chargers Packers,
Okay.
and as important as it was, I think for the Bills, a great comeback, of course, at home playing the Ravens. I get all that. For the Chargers, for me, like Mahomes and the Chiefs have been the top dog, and until somebody has beaten them, they're going to continue to see themselves as that. But these other, I mean, the Bengals have been there, the Ravens have been there, the Bills have been there, all kind of challenging for those top 2 or 3 seeds. They run into Mahomes and they fall short. For a team to go down and take on Mahomes head on, healthy, like he doesn't have a nagging injury, Kelsey's healthy. Yes, I understand they've had some issues with the wide receivers, but that's a healthy Chiefs roster for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And the game did not look particularly close in the second half. So I don't know. That's my pick at the moment.
Are we seeing the fall of an era here?
I think the next 2 to 3 weeks will tell. Kind of like what we talked about with the chinks in the armor a little bit.
Yeah.
If they truly do start to falter and they're not taking care of business, like let's see, what's the Chiefs' next 3 games?
Eagles, Giants, Ravens.
Okay, so
Home all
that's
games.
that's
Well, at the
oh
Giants, but home versus the Eagles, home versus the
my
Ravens.
gosh. There's a possibility that they're 1-3 after the first 4 games, like a real possibility.
Yeah.
What are the next 3 after that?
At Jaguars, home versus the Lions, home or hosting the Raiders, hosting the Commanders.
Okay, so at that point, you're hoping that if you go 1-3, by the time you get to that Commanders game, you're probably 3-3, and you figured some stuff out. You go 4-3. On the flip side, I have to put the trust in Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, just because they've done it now for how many years in a row, that they're gonna figure out a way to win those games. As much as Pacheco wasn't getting anything on the ground, and then you lose Rashi Rice to suspension, and then you lose another wide receiver to injury, and it was still only a 1 score game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to look at those margins that way, then the Eagles game, a Ravens game, if those games are tight, maybe they do flip it on a field goal, or maybe they do flip it on a last second touchdown drive. And if those wins happen in the next couple of weeks, they still have it. Like if they walk out of this Eagles game, what's the line on that? I'm gonna say Eagles 2.5.
I gotta go the other screen with me.
I'm sure it's tight. It is. I know it is in Kansas City though.
It is. Huh. Can't see any lines right now.
Okay,
Oh, there it is. There it is. It is Philly 1.5.
1.5. Okay. So yeah, for me, Chiefs go in, make it a competitive game. Mahomes has 300 yards, 300 touchdowns, 300 yards, couple scores, whatever. Pacheco looks good on the ground. Defense looks okay. That to me says, okay, we took our lumps week 1. Game in Brazil, we'll chalk it off. We'll come home, and let's figure it out. Fine. Then I'm a believer. Then I'm okay with that. But to what I said, if they're 1-3 after the first 4 games, they've got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Because, as we said, Broncos defense looked good. Chargers looked, I think, good to great on that scale. And if the Chiefs are playing catch up as a third team in their division after a month into the season, that to me, that's going to set some alarm bells off.
Yeah, and that's tough to come back from. I mean, look
And
at
then, yeah, you're constantly playing catch up.
yeah,
Then you have to win. You got to beat the Broncos both games. You're going to have to host the Chargers, and you're going to have to win that game. And not to say they can't do it, of course, because they've proven they can, but it's just making your job a lot tougher than it needs to be. But to long-winded answer to your question, this is either the beginning of the end of their window, or it's closed. And
that's
I think
fair.
only time will tell. Again, Mahomes is not even he's not even 30 years old, so I can't bet against him. But I can bet for these other guys that are either coming into their prime or their teams, like the Bills as a team, are kind of entering that era.
Finally hitting their flourish and
Josh Allen's
been
been there.
knocking, yeah, been knocking at the door. Just can't get over that hump.
Exactly.
Now that hump's could be just a little bit smaller to have to hop over.
Exactly. So I don't know. The Bears are driving to close out the third quarter. Or...
I mean, it's still, you know,
It's a two
11
score game,
points.
but
It's not out
I
of
think a
reach.
touchdown puts this out of reach. A field goal doesn't do much for you. That'll push it to a 14-point game. Hmm. Well, that kind of wraps up the recaps. Anything you got?
No. Looking forward to this next week of college football, and hopefully I can get my picks on track.
Well, bounce back week. It's all you need.
Yeah, first week you just kind of see the field, see what everybody has. Then you lock them in after that.
Well, I didn't have you last week, so I had to do it my best streamer impersonation. But at this point, you guys know the deal. You should be liking, subscribing, whatever, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Um, Tell me why I'm wrong, right? Tell me why. T- Someone convince me the Jets are going to the playoffs. I don't care. Jump in those comments.
Yes,
I will.
sir.
I'll agree with. I don't have to fight with you. I'll agree with you. But somebody tell me why I'm wrong. Why it should be 8.5, 9 wins.
Would love to hear it. Smash
Not
that, touch
not the
that little
Bengals guy.
bell, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, get at us in the comments. Let us know if we're idiots or if we're actually cooking something.
Mostly the second part, but if you feel so inclined in the first part too. All right, pal.
All right, man.
Until next week.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.